Hello everyone, my name is Arden and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at LEGO Star Wars set number 75352. This is the 807 piece Emperor's Throne Room, one of the two dioramas from 2023 along with the Endor Speeder Chase. This is the second year and second wave of these diorama sets that seem to be continuing into 2024, but seemingly just have one coming out in 2024, so it does seem to be slowing down a bit. But I sort of wish it didn't, especially after building this set, which I thought was absolutely amazing. It has 3 minifigures, which I won't focus as much in the video. They're pretty standard figures that you've seen a bunch before: Palpatine, Luke, and Vader, all from Return of the Jedi. The Vader with the printed arms, which you've seen quite a bit now, but is a wonderful addition to the figure that really elevates it. As well as the Luke figure does have a new hairpiece. The build here, I really enjoyed it. The arch especially was just really cool to see put together. The glass at the back, as sort of difficult and maybe repetitive as it was, difficult in the fact that you really wanted to make it look good, so you needed to sort of make sure everything was even on each side. Clicking everything together wasn't overly difficult. It was just making sure that you had everything straight. And then you have the base build with the platforms and the Emperor's throne, which is, or chair, which is pretty cool itself. That's a pretty cool part of the build. This set, like other sets of the year, has a 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi brick, which has been seen in multiple 18 plus sets for the year, as well as the display tile with I am a Jedi like my father before me, as well as the LEGO Star Wars printed tile on a 2x4 plate. The base itself, at least the perimeter of it, is extremely similar to any other diorama set, but how it comes together is very different. I was quite surprised while building it how it was actually built up. If you'd like to see a bit of that building experience, I did live stream the build a few days ago, so you could find that on my channel, where I just built in, and I was quite surprised by how the base comes together, because it's not like a lot of them, where in a lot of them it was 3 plates, large plates stacked alongside each other, and then the bricks of the base built up with some more plates in there depending on what the base was, whether it was ground, tiles for the trash compactor. It was just a lot of plates on top of plates with a few bricks around the perimeter for the base, whereas this one had a few plates and then the structure just shot up. Now, I think a lot of people, when seeing these sets for the first time, probably still now with the Endor Speeder Chase as well as this one, were under the impression that it was quite overpriced. And minifigure-wise, of course, it is, I guess. You know, you want more minifigures for, what is this, an $120 set? It's not the cheapest set in the world, but the minifigures fit the scene. I guess you could maybe get a Royal Guard or 2 in there. Except in this case, I don't think there's much space, and it would be totally overcrowded with them. But of course, those seem relatively easy to get. So, the build here is, I would say, somewhat large pieces. Like the platform itself does use larger plates, so that does give you the size there. A lot of the smaller elements are used when building up the actual structure connected to the base. One thing that did sort of bug me while beginning this build was, I'll show you at the back, there is a Technic brick with a bunch of Technic holes in it that's used to assist with the overall stability of the arch, as well as the glass. And you can still see that, but it's not as visible as I thought it might have been when originally building it up. I think the base, it doesn't use a lot of pieces at all, but it does look quite good. A lot of those pieces go into the back of it, which I think you want because that area just looks great. And yeah, just right off the bat, I think this is a great display set, and I would definitely recommend it. So taking a closer look at some of the details, I'll just show you the Luke minifigure because I think that's the most important one to take a look at here. The new hairpiece is slightly wonky looking. Like, I don't think it's great, but I think it's an improvement on what we've had before. The torso print itself is maybe slightly different from the last version, but if it is, it's not much. And then the other figures are pretty standard figures that have been seen before in the LEGO Star Wars line, so I don't really want to focus on those all that much, but the Vader as arm printing, the Palpatine is pretty much as good as you can get with that particular outfit for Palpatine. Starting in this area here, I guess you have these generators, which used quite a few small pieces to build those up cheese slopes around all sides of them. Trying to even those cheese slopes out isn't overly difficult because you have this piece on the top, which lines it up pretty easily. I love the circular bits around there. I think that's a nice detail, as well as the handrails look nice. As well, there is the brick, which I'll just take off to show you there, the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. There's a compartment that you can pop off here to access Palpatine's, the Emperor's lightning, which I guess is sort of easier to access from the bottom than it is the top. So it just comes off right there, and you have access to that. Sort of an odd feature because it's sort of more something that I feel like you would see in a playset and not a display set like this. But I think it's good to have that to add to the scene depending on how you want to display it. You've got these stairs going up to that top platform there, and here I guess I can show you a bit more of the structure that goes into this. You have those cylindrical pieces there pretty much holding everything up, along with other bricks throughout there to provide some structure to it. It's pretty stable. Of course, this is a display set, not a play set, but it has enough structure that I think you could get a decent play experience out of it. There's just not overly a ton of space to do that. Now, talking about those holes at the back there, they are, of course, you're not going to focus on this back area as much, but you can still see a few undesirable parts like those holes, but also you can see the biggest part that bugged me was the tan that you can see there. I didn't really care all that much about the holes as long as you didn't see colors that you didn't want to, and you do see a few undesirable colors like that tan. You can also see a few tan Technic pins there. Here is the window, so it's one big piece there on the print. The print is a detailed print, but of course with these pieces there is the potential that it comes all scratched up. Mine wasn't all that bad. I feel like there's a few throughout there, but it's not too bad. Like, I've seen some plastic or clear pieces, windscreens, other pieces such as that. This one isn't too bad, but I would look out for that because it is just in a bag with everything else, with a ton of bricks going around it. It could easily get scratched up. So there's all these window parts attached on these some of them long. This top one is a very long cylindrical piece with clips, and then there's a smaller one around the ends of the pieces there. There's these parts that hold in the printed piece, the printed window piece, so that it doesn't fall off because it's not really clipped in there. There's just a couple clips down here that hold it in there, and then those sort of keep it from moving around, and it does the job effectively. But I guess that's a technique where it's definitely proves to be more of a display set than, of course, it is a play set. Just as, it's very easy to move around. My favorite part of this is this archway. It's the same pattern used throughout it. It's one long thing with a bunch of separate things all attached together, and then it's just attached in there. So and here you go. So here it is right here. This is how it is built, and there they are. So attaching it is just these studs there and there, and then there's enough space so that the bottom area can easily fit in there with flat pieces, I guess, down there, not to scratch the bottom of the bricks. And it can be easily attached there. Yeah, I was very impressed with how that went together, and how it ended up looking. Taking a closer look at the actual chair in there and where your minifigures can stand, here he is Palpatine there, sitting on his throne. I guess first I will show you the Vader minifigure. There's the torso print, the leg print, and that wonderful arm print with that helmet that's been around for a while now. He does have a soft cape. Palpatine there is very easy to take off. You've got studs at the front to hold him in, and then plates at the back so he doesn't get too stuck in there. Here is the Palpatine minifigure. I think it looks quite nice with the printing on it. The newer hood piece, I think, is a nice inclusion. I'm not sure in the last one from 2020 if that particular hood piece existed. I believe it did, because I think it was like introduced with Obi-Wan in a Death Star set. The chair here, it has some really nice shaping to it, and it's just quite well done. It was in the pictures of this set, it was a part of it that really interested me, and I'm not disappointed in it at all. There is the build without any minifigures, and yeah, now I'll just show you the box for the set and then give you my final thoughts on it. So here is the box for the set. Of course, like many 18+ sets, you have the black box with a bit of color behind the set, and then the set itself. It's not an overly interesting box. It doesn't really present the set overly great, but I guess it's in the continuity of all other 18+ sets. It fits. You've got the set information on the bottom and the set displayed. Turning the box around, you'll see the set on the side of the box, as well as another angle of it, as well as the dimensions, as well as scenes from the movie, as well as recreated in the actual build. I never think these 18+ boxes overly look that great, and this one really is no different. It keeps in line with all the other 18+ sets, and I think for continuity, that's a pretty good thing. The Emperor's Throne Room is my favorite LEGO Star Wars diorama. I think the minifigures are perfect accents to the set, and just the overall building experience is elevated from any other Emperor's Throne Room set in a playstyle previously. I think the build is just amazing, and it really lives up to that 18+ display idea. I think sometimes with these 18+ sets, the label is just slapped on it and you really don't get that, but I do feel with this set that you do have that elevated building experience and that elevated final display look. I'm very happy with this set. Now, do I think it's worth the price? It's a bit much, but it is an overall sizable thing, you know, looking at it. I believe the E-Wing and Shin Hati's Starfighter is around the same price. I have that right beside me. Now, those sets together, you've got a much bigger thing. You have more minifigures. But personally, I think the building experience that I received from this set was just amazing. You don't have any stickers here, so it's just a very build-heavy experience. You don't have to worry about anything coming up in the build that might distract you from it. It's just a good building experience, and for that, I definitely recommend it. I think it's a great LEGO Star Wars set, one of my favorites from the year. and definitely currently my favorite Lego Star Wars Diorama, with the Yoda Dagobah training probably at number 2, and I'm not sure what I'd have after that, but I think this one is the best that they've made currently. And yeah, that's that. I think the minifigures are good aspects to it. Of course, you're with this scene, you need those 3 characters, and I think overall they are pretty much the best that they could do for them. The build, I think, is the best you could do for it, and like, you have all those bests into one set, and it makes a pretty darn good set. So thank you for watching this video. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy that I bought this, because it's just, I expected the building experience to be good, but not as good as it actually was. It was a very fun set to put together, and the final product is one of my favorite Lego Star Wars builds I think I have in my collection. It was impressive, really. I haven't gotten that from like a UCS set, and honestly, this is one of my favorite Lego sets I think I've built. Maybe it's just me and my taste of architecture and loving arches to death, but I absolutely love this set. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next one.